Can everybody to give you guys some information on Boris the Burglar. So before we get into this, I want everybody to understand that Boris came from before the World Wide Web. He came from before the WWW. So let me just give you a super quick introduction to the W, because it's going to continually pop up all throughout future presentations. So the W is what's known as the Wav or the Vav. In Hebrew, the Vav is the sixth letter. So quite simply, it's the value 6. The Vav in Arabic is conjunction with the Quran, and it's basically, I swear to God. So the Vav is God, I swear to God, the sixth letter, the Vav. All a Vav is a hook. When the Hebrews would bring their tents, they would attach the string to the tent to the ground. And so they would take a tool to attach the string to the ground. So that tool is the Vav. The V, and the V means attachment. That's in Hebrew. In Arabic, the V is the U. The U is the same tool. It attaches a string to the ground, just like the V attaches a string to the ground. So a W is two V's. It's a Vav. It's I'm attaching myself to something. So the attachment that I'm attached myself to is the World Wide Web. 666. Given to us by CERN. CERN is also a part of the 666 program. We'll get into that in a future breakdown. For now, an understanding that Boris is here. This is Boris the Burglar, and here. Boris came from before the World Wide Web. Boris came from when we were all children growing up. He's always been there, and he's always been watching us. So let's understand who's Boris. Boris the Burglar. First of all, here he is. He's a little burglar with his burglar hat and his trench coat, okay? So let's quickly understand Boris. This is brought to us by the Urban Dictionary. Boris, top definition, is often overlooked the pinnacle of awesome. He is an enigma. Nobody knows what he's thinking or feeling at the moment, yet this is what makes him appeal to everyone. Handsome, intelligent, friendly, and refined. It's hard to find a single word that can encapsulate the greatness that he exudes. To be a Boris is to be the ultimate underdog. Everybody seems to underestimate, even forget about him, but he never fails to blow minds when it's his time to shine. Now that is all very, very interesting. If anybody, y'all know the story of the fallen angel Lucifer as being the most awesome angel. The angel that appealed to everyone. He was handsome, intelligent, the brightest angel who fell from the sky. All of this is the same representation of Satan. Satan is the shiningest, and Satan will blow all of our minds when it's his time to shine. Now, as brought into us by the Urban Dictionary, again, this is all script because it's been written. So we need to understand, like, why, whose millennium spikes? I don't know. But this millennium is when we will all be spiked if we don't decide to take the mark that they place upon us. So the millennium spike is September 29th, 11. This is when this was written. It's weird that they want us to see this. It's just the hypnosis code in our face because it's 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. 9/11. And the 9/11 is the 9/11 is Roman numeral 9 is IX and 11 is XI. IXXI is M. A. MA. And that right there, as you all know, is the Freemasonry symbol. Okay? So, it's just strange that we see that. And we'll continue to see it, so every time I see it, I'm just going to make a note of it. Now, moving forward, the computer gives us a very funny picture that they say would be the picture given to a Boris. The picture of the name Boris. Consider your name Boris as a picture. How would you like it to look? This will be funny. Using the meaning of Boris, we've prepared this picture, and don't bother with the gender. Okay, so this is a funny little picture given to us for Boris. And the numerological value of the name Boris in this case, is a 63. 63. 6, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is the 63 6 threes? Or I mean 3 6s. It's right there. 63 is 6, 6, 6. It's 3 6s. 6, 6, 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. The numerological value 9 for Boris here. Let's look at this real quick here. Come over here. Destination number of the name Boris. Boris' destiny number is a 9. Boris is an intellectual. His memory is phenomenal. He recalls the smallest details of everything that he's ever seen, read, and heard. You must depend on this memory since you have an otherwise untidy mind. He's a wizard with money. He's the original shrewd. And when you need to, you can fool anyone. There are 101 fantastic schemes that you want to try. And people will bet that you make some of them even work. Even when you take people in, it's hard to be angry with you or begrudge you of anything, and you don't care about the opinions that others have of you. This is also more descriptions of Lucifer. So now, the destiny number 9, let's come under here. 6 plus 3 is 9. 3 6s and 9. 3 6s, 6 and 9 is as above, so below. And Boris, meaning in Russian, is a fighter. Slavic is a warrior. An American meaning is a fighter. The soul urge is a 6, and his expressive urge is a 9. He's a humanitarian, serves all of humanity, but he's quick-tempered. Is Jesus quick-tempered or is Satan quick-tempered? Satan is here to serve all of humanity. 6, 9, as above, so below. Okay? 6, 9. So now the 9. This is very important. The chakra number, the number 9, is the number of the chakra for the pineal gland. The pineal gland is about the size of a pea and is in the center of the brain in a tiny cave behind and above the pituitary gland, which lies a little behind the root of the nose. It is located directly behind the eyes. It's attached to the third ventricle. This chakra is also known as the upper dantian. The 9th chakra is interesting. This chakra is that it is where all the Christ abilities lie dormant, waiting to be released in the outer and inner worlds. The shift of this focus at this time is towards Christ's energy. Very interesting. The number 9, representing Christ's abilities, is to be released in the outer and inner world, and that the pineal gland lies behind the eyes. So Boris is representing Satan, and Boris's value is representing the counterfeit to Christ in that it's the number of the 9th chakra for the pineal gland. So now let's come up from to the top. This is a neighborhood watch sign in my own neighborhood. And what you're seeing here is 2 palm trees, because I'm in the town of Orange. A little fountain. We have one in this circle. And what is this? All I see is that it's saying no man in a backwards hat. It's telling me no whatever. What is this? Back the camera up. Look at it from a distance. And what you're going to see is eyes, a nose, a mouth, a big alien head, like the alien grays that we're all familiar with. A 3 and a 3, the 33. The obelisk, a building and a building. So we have 2 buildings, 2 towers, the 3 and the 3, which could represent the 33. It could also represent the double toroidal energy field. It could also represent Faraday electric magnetism, because the waves of the frequencies found in the microwave are these ups and down crests. Take this and put it under, and this right here, I'll show it to you in just a moment. So here we have 2 obelisks at 555 feet tall times 12 inches, 666. The obelisk represents 666. 555 feet times 12 inches. Okay, so now let's understand this. If you're looking at this as an alien head, 2 eyes, the nose right there, from the pen up is the nose, from the pen down is the mouth. If you actually count all of these, I believe that this is the full chakra system in the center. And at the top is the 9th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9 in here. I know there are. Nothing's coincidental. 1, 2, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, however you want to do it. But that could be a stretch. The 9th chakra we know as the pineal gland represents the spirit. Here he lies, and in Boris's head they're saying no spirit. So Boris the burglar is here. Now let me explain to you what these are. Daniel Nemes is a scientist who invented technology superior to any other form of image capturing. Nemes knew about technology out there for capturing images such as black light, infrared, ultraviolet, and such of the such. He went on better and found a way of capturing unknown images that were far superior. The named technology he invented, energy vision, according to Mysterious Times, Nemes combined special lenses along with sunlight from Mother Nature and screens that are ultra sensitive that he invented himself. With this invention, Nemes claims that he can capture images that are unknown in origin. The images come from multi-dimensional beings. So these two here, what these are, this image was found as a microabrasion on one of the temples in Egypt. Nothing that we would be able to see with our naked eyes. However, with this technology that Nemes invented, he took a picture, simply just took a picture, and in the photo you have this microabrasion. And here, you zoom in on that, and it looks exactly like Boris. 2 palm trees for eyes, the center thin little nose, the little mouth, the V-shaped head, white and bulbous. And if you backed it up and just made your eyes a little foggy, between these 2 white spots, you have this shape here, which is where the spirit would be. It's like a glowing circle. You can see it over here. See, the center is sort of glowing and it's empty. That's where the spirit lies. No God, okay? The 9th chakra for pineal gland. Now let's make this start to make sense. So everybody's already noticed that they see Boris here with a hat on and a trench coat. Now let's just look for a moment and see. If this is a man with a trench coat, why does he have a bridge in his face? If both of his eyes are looking forwards, how come the line doesn't come down to connect to the collar? Why is there this gash, this sharp gash? Well, what this is this is not a burglar in a trench coat. It's clearly a baby lamb. Looking at this image, you can see one ear, 2 ears, the little snouty mouth, and his eyes. He's right there. Meh. You're looking down at that lamb. That's a baby lamb. Meh. And if you don't see the lamb, go ahead and spin him. He's right here. You see him. Meh. There he is. Okay? And so when you understand that that's actually a lamb, and that Boris means Satan, Satan is directly telling you that all the lambs of God shall have their neck cut. Going to have their neck cut. And so all lambs of God will bleed from the city to the residential. They will bleed. When it's time to blow our mind, Lucifer will shine. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Lucifer's shining. We are all getting our minds blown. Our mind blown. So now understanding Lucifer's time to shine, Boris, the original name is still today quite uncertain. The theories include from Bulgarian, Macedonian, Russian, Serbian, Ukrainian, Gregorian, Slavic, Persian, that it's to all mean God. Boris means God. This convincing parallel has led some linguists to claim that Boris is a dualism meaning heavenly or God-like, and celestial, meaning God-like. This dualism between Satan and Jesus, Satan and God, Boris is the counterfeit. Boris represents God. Boris represents the Christ-like abilities that are going to lay dormant until Boris can release them into the outer and inner worlds. He's going to release all our spirits by pulling out our God. Now, this right here is the dog. Because dog, by no coincidence, is the reversal of God. See, when you take the Spirit of God in you, as we were all born with it, because we were all children of God, we are all lambs of God, we all already have the dog. Now, if Boris, this burglar, came into my house at night and tried to burgle me, my 110-pound Weimaraner named Gunner in the other room would bark. And Boris would run. He would be terrified of my big dog. Satan hates God, and in order to take his spirit and place it in you, your dog first needs to be removed. Now, so moving down all the way to here, warning. And what's in the warning where they're telling you no? It looks like Boris coming out of a window, right? Or is it a little dog head? His little eye, his little snout. This would be his little ear. And when you just sort of blur your eyes, look at this little doggy right here, okay? And if you don't see this dog here, keep it in your third mind, because here we come over here. Now this is a very important picture to understand, because this is the topography, an aerial view looking down at Groom Lake. Area 51. Groom Lake, Area 6. 51, Area 6. They're grooming us for the lake of fire. And what this is, this aerial view, you see right here a leg, his funny clown hair, his head, his arm, and he's sitting in this big contraption, which we are plugged into. There's the sled, whatever that we're in, being operated on. Here's our head. We're lying down, leg, arm. And what's being pulled out? This right here. That, look at it. Looks to me quite like this. This is your dog. This is your spirit. This is your third eye being removed. And what's going in its place? This right here. Funny little face, downward eyes, weird little clown hair. This is the clown, also known as the clone. It's all in front of us. So when you draw out these Nazda-like lines, this is what you're going to get. This is the little clown riding this contraption where in the sled here we sit. The dog right here is being removed so that their demon virus, their virile parasite, can be placed in. This is probably keeping us alive while they do so, and then this here is the spindle of DNA. So all of this lies in the middle here. And above it, you see the parasite. Eyes, mouth, and beneath it is our head. This is us. And the sleigh is here. So here's this, is here, and here it is. And in the middle of the virus is the clown head sideways. He's right there with his screw-like body. And what this is a depiction of is the pattern, by no coincidence, found on the death head moth. And here's the death head moth. And when you look at what it actually is, it's a little clown kind of smiling with his eyes and his funny hair and the screw. They're going to screw this into your third eye. In order to do so, first, they need to remove the dog. The dog. Okay? And what happens once they remove the dog and they put this in? They will have successfully silenced the lambs. The lambs. The lambs. And one more time, in case you don't believe it, meh, there it was. Okay? It's real simple, people. Okay? So now, for anybody who's done some research and is kind of already on this tip, we're now transitioning into what's known as the Black Eye Club. Because when this process happens, I believe that they're going in behind this little cave described here in the 9th chakra zone. They're going in and to get to this little P at the center of the brain in the tiny cave behind the pituitary gland at the root of the nose, behind the eyes. They're taking a little drill, I believe, and they're drilling into the soft pocket of the orbital bone, and then they're making an incision above the eyebrow, and with two instruments, one instrument's pulling the chrysanthemum petal down while they pluck out the spirit, they pluck out the god or the dog, and they put it in its place the clown or the clone's vril, their parasite. And then what's that leaving you with is a black eye. And so over here, you're going to, by no coincidence, again, you're going to see people from rock stars, musicians, politicians, queens, popes, all having had a black eye at some point. Pope Benedict, black eye. Pope Francis, black eye. All these black eyes. Justin Bieber with his black eye. Queen Elizabeth with her black eye. This here is the cover of a Rolling Stone, and this is Hunter S. Thompson with his black eye. How did Hunter get his black eye? By drinking adrenochrome. Adrenochrome is the fruit of the tree of life. Do not eat the fruit of the tree of life, you surely shall die. Or as Boris, hence Satan, says, eat the fruit of the tree of life, surely you won't die. These people don't die. They live and live. And so right here in Hunter S. Thompson's attorney's eye, you see the Vesica Pisces. This is the male and the female union. In the center here, this Jesus Christ fish, which looks like this. Vesica Pisces. And what happens at the union of male and female? Birth. You get the birth. The baby sitting in a spurt of blood. And the blood, because you eat your baby, because these are reptilian blue bloods. And the reptilians eat their babies. The reason they eat their babies is because that baby gives them an extension in their vessel. They live longer. So this blood that goes into your mouth gives you the Black Eye Club. Because now the baby's spirit has become your spirit. This is why the window to Hunter's soul is the baby. Here and here, same shape. Because he ate the baby. This is a Xerox from the internet, but I happen to have the magazine, and here it is. So in clearer view, the attorney, Hunter's attorney, here's the two eyes, male, female, Vesica Pisces, the baby, sitting in a spurt of blood, black eye. We know this as fear and loathing in Vegas. Fear is adrenaline, loathing is epinephrine. When adrenaline and epinephrine meet and then are oxidized through oxygen or the releasing of such, and then you drink it, you have a DMT situation. We are all born with 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. And when we are born into our PNE, when we are born into our pineal, we have a DMT, dimethyltryptamine experience. We see the source. We see God. When you have a rapid eye movement dream, REM, is when you are under the experience of DMT through your PNE. Now, if you die unnaturally and your DMT does not release through your PNE, let's say that you're being harvested by these people, then you don't die under a PNE, you flip it, because everything is the reverse perversal. So you die under an EPN, under an epinephrine release. The epinephrine release takes you, it's the DMT, but it's the reversal. So the pineal is the up pyramid. The reversal is the down pyramid. You put the two together, and now we're talking about Saturn. This is the six-pointed star given to us by the convergence of the hexagram. The hexagram creates the star of Israel, the star of Israel. El is Saturn. Elohim. Ra is sun. Ice, moon. Okay? So, all of these people give all of their allegiance to Saturn, the fallen star, the brightest sun that used to reside in their sky. They are allergic to the sun that's in our sky now, and this is why they have to wear big hats, and the vampires wear cloaks, because they have to hide from the sun. This is why they seed the skies also, so that they can live better within it. Reptiles require different lighting than us. They give their allegiance to Saturn, okay? And so when they harvest the blood that's been epinephrinized and adrenalized and oxygenated, they are making adrenochrome. And by no coincidence, adreno is the name of the G graphics core processing unit given to us by our Google, by our 666, our Trip Vav, attaching me to the World Wide Web. This G graphics core processing unit, they named it Adreno, the same year that they gave us the Chrome application. So every time you get on the Trip 6 operating system to search Blue's Clues for you and your son and daughter, innocently enough, what you're really doing is you're searching these Blue's Clues because it's the blue-blooded reptiles, and they drink adrenochrome. That's why they name the system adrenochrome. And they all give themselves an epinephrine release, the opposite of the pineal gland. This Black Eye Club is all about the silencing of us, the lambs. And so let's go back to this funny picture, this really funny genderless picture, because it all goes to all of us. This is a funny picture for Boris. Let's understand, what is this picture? So when you look at it like this, it looks like a little baby lamb with his cute little front paws and his backy out sticky legs. Or are those his ears? Or are those his arms? It's just a weird little lammy thing. But when you look at it like this, you see it's a man with his little ears and his little funny eyes, and he's got like a snorkel nose. It's like he's snorkeling, like he's sucking. Standing on two pillars, and aside from his pillars is 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Sucky nose, 3, 3. Lamb head, archy eyes, 2 dots. By no coincidence. Let's go from now 2011 all the way back to the 15th century. This is from the 15th century. And in here you're going to see Jesus next to a Satan figure with horns. And above him is this. And what on earth in the 15th century is it to understand? Let's look at it. Here it is. And what it is, it's another funny, genderless picture. And what do you see on his head? 1, 2 funny little eerie things, ears or whatever these are here. His same eyes are here. And here we go, friends. Right in my own neighborhood is Boris the Burglar, letting me know that he's coming to remove my God, to remove my spirit, and to send me back to heaven. Or else receive the mark of the beast, work for the 33 Freemasonry, Auspice Maria, Auspice, Maria. A little walk where I showed you the Boris sign in my own neighborhood. So I just want you to understand, because they are watching us. This is the neighborhood watch, which makes them the watchers. And so this story, like as in here described in the 15th century, it goes back farther than that. So here we are. Zachariah Sitchin is one of the leaders in the coding of the Sumerian tablets. And these are, I've read all his books. Zachariah Sitchin speaks on, over the years, startling evidence has been uncovered challenging established notions of the origins of life on Earth. Evidence suggests the existence of an advanced group of extraterrestrials who once inhabited our world. And those extraterrestrials are also known as the fallen angels, the Watchers. So the Watchers are right in front of us telling us what they do. This is hypnosis. This is the MK Ultra plan in your face. Okay. Okay, so here we have an aerial view using Google Earth of Area 51, Area 6, Groom Lake, where they're grooming us for the Lake of Fire. Here is the elongated demon head, Boris, the Watchers, the fallen angels, the Nephilim. Here we are. And when you zoom all the way in, here is the machine that's being ran by the clone, removing the dog, placing in the clone spirit right there. One eye, two eyes, funny little hair, downward mouth, paw, tail, head, ear. Just like in the No Boris coming out the window. This is the same outline. Draw it. It's the same exact shape as this one here. Draw them for yourselves and see. It's pretty close. And I don't think that it is a coincidence. Okay, and here we are in the contraption. Here we are. Your leg, your arm. Here we are. Incubated. This is like checking our heart rate and whatnot. This is surgery. And what's happening is here's the funny hair and the side view of the hair. The eye, this is a side profile, right next to the dog. Right next to each other. One's coming out, one's going in. Here it is at the top, and there it is going in. It's a little difficult to see. You have to look at what you're looking at, but when you draw it down, this is retrieved from the internet, this is what you get. And these lines are just drawn from the top. It's all in your face. It's all right there. I'm not making it up. I'm not stretching it. It's just simply, if you have eyes to see, then you can see it. And if you can't see it yet, then turn your TV off and break the program. It's the best advice that I can give you. Satan works through the black mirror. He works through the programming, the programs. Pay attention. Okay. Alright, we took a little break and I've added more to the board. It just keeps coming. And this is all stuff that we've already known. But again, once you get into a breakdown, it pretty much includes everything. So if we break something down in the future, you're probably going to get Boris in that breakdown. So as we started, we left off with the Black Eye Club, which is the PNE versus the EPN duality, this dualism. Which the dualism is represented right here. Boris's dualism between God-like and celestial beings. Okay? So, a lot of people already know that Monsters, Inc. is all about adrenochrome. It's about harvesting fear and pain. And by no coincidence, again, here's your neighborhood watch sign with the blue and black eye, just like the blue and the Black Eye Club. The Black Eye Club. Here it is again. The perfect black circle, just like in Hunter's Eye. Just like in Hunter's Eye. Hunter, by the way, filmed snuff films where they would do sex videos with boys and then murder them at the end and drink their blood. Paul Bonacci is still incarcerated. He took the rap. Look it all up. It's the Franklin case. So here we are again with Monsters, Inc. And in this picture, you're seeing a dog under dog. So it's underdog. And who is underdog? Boris is the ultimate underdog. And here you go, your little monster's one-eyed molecule. This is your pineal gland, and he's looking through the lens, showing one eye open and one eye out. This is another little black eye play. This is the all-seeing eye. It's right here. Now, one of the posters in the Monster Inc. kid's bedroom, it shows the Columbia poster. Okay? The Frontierland Columbia. This is another lie in our face, which we'll break down in another video, but for the reverse reversal, they put everything forwards, back to forwards. Let's look at this. What is Columbia? A is the first letter. So the first rule is, who is the watcher? I, B, Moloch. Moloch is the bull that the Cabal worship. Okay? Moloch. And what do we feed Moloch? He's a brass bull. We light him on fire until he's red, like Red Bull energy drinks. And when the bull is red, you put babies in, and they scream, and then the bull bellows. Here is another depiction of this. Okay? So, I be Moloch. I be Moloch. Right in front of you. Pretty crazy. Another one, just because we're right here, before we end, I'll put it up in here. BA is on the periodic tables for barium. AL is aluminum. Okay? This is Baal, who they worship. Barium and aluminum, what's the importance of that? That is what chemtrails are made of. Chemtrails. All of these chemtrails will be exploded with DEW, which is 5G towers. Will heat the aluminum and the barium in the air until they explode, creating plasma fire. Firestorms. This is exactly how paradise was lost. Here we have the molecule for adrenochrome. And what is it, guys? Look at the little funny little top. Look at the downward pointing. Let's come on over here to here we are again. This looks like a depiction of the soccer ball patch, which is the adrenochrome molecule. The soccer team on the poster in the movie Monsters Inc. is the bandits. What's a bandit? A thief. Somebody who robs you. What are they robbing us of? Our red blood. Adrenochrome. Funny little top. Just like we have a funny little top. Just like we have a funny little top. This is a funny little thing for all don't bother genders. It's for everybody. Okay, here we are again, because like I said, we keep coming off and on and off and on. There's more. There's always more. Forgot to show you. So here, you have the Doberman Pinschers. These dogs are featured in the movie Up. Okay? And it says right here, those dogs are right here, zooming in over here, and they are right here. Enter at your own risk. Enter at your own risk, because the dog of God is in us all, and they will enter at their own risk, or they're going to have the dog removed. And look at this, guys. 9 and 2 is 11. 7 and 2 is 9. Okay? This is all 9/11. Right in your face again. It's their signature. 7 and 4 is 11. 7 and 2 is 9. 9 and 2 is 11. I mean, you get it. It's all right here. 3 minus 2 is 1. 2001 that happened. 2, 3 and 2 is 1. 2, 1 happened. 9, 11. Super simple, guys. And again, Boris is a number 6. 5, 6. This is all for 6. This is all giving a power to the 6th Saturn planet Saturn. The 6th value letter Vav. The www operating system. The adrenochrome symbol, which is 3 spinning 6s. Alright, that's enough for now. We're probably going to be doing a breakdown part 2, or maybe a part 2, which would be another part 1 with everything a little bit more included. This is my first time at this, so just spare with me. And amen. I hope we're working correctly. That's all I can do. I'm just a man trying to figure this out.